But we talked about it a little bit earlier, that it's a liability issue a lot of the time. And this is the problem that live content always has. This is why live content always eventually ends up being a little bit seedy and a little bit underground. Because, you know, there's... How do you actively manage, or, you know, how do you either have to... You have to have some magical system to work out a way to filter live streams in real time, or you have to take the other approach, which Twitch does, and is just like, stand back, deny everything. Stand back, deny everything. Like, what you stream, the ownership is on you to not stream anything bad. If you stream something bad, we'll strike you down, and if you do it a few times, you're out of here. The problem is with that sort of mentality is it can only grow so big. This is why I don't think YouTube really cares that much to take the reins from Twitch. Whilst they could at the flick of a switch, YouTube doesn't really care so much about live content. It's far too much of a liability. When you have the globe's largest video platform, you don't really need live content to be a big thing. Which I think is one of the main reasons to why YouTube have basically done nothing about the whole live streaming thing. They'll take Twitch's creators, not because they want those creators to continue live streaming. No, they want those creators to be exclusive to the YouTube platform. They're buying exclusivity. They're buying that creator's popularity. They're buying that creator's brand image. They're not buying that creator to live stream on their platform. They don't give a damn if they live stream. Hence why, you know, Ludwig and people who have gone to YouTube have had live stream contracts that allow them to stream a lot less. Because YouTube doesn't really care if they live stream. It's just, you know, it's just what they do. So they're, you know, they're buying their brand. They're not, they're not, you know, they're not taking anything from Twitch other than the personality behind it. Not needing to stream as much is very attractive to those guys. See, these people at the top of the tree understand the industry a lot more than your average streamer. Streaming is actually a terrible, like, to consider yourself a streamer is really not a sensible thing, because you literally live and die as for, you know, on the basis of you being live. And the only way to be live, there's only 24 hours in the day. Streaming is like farming. Let me put it that way, into context that we all understand. Streaming is like farming. You get paid for as long as you do it. The second you stop doing it, you stop getting paid. YouTube is like crafting. You're making content, you're making something that can continuously, you know, provide value to yourself and to others. 3 to 4 hour stream will have more energy than an 8 hour stream. Yeah, this is why I tend to stream just a few in small chunks. I've never really been a fan of doing like 8 hour streams. I'm absolutely definitely never ever going to be doing a stupid 24 hour stream. It's just dumb. It doesn't do anything for anybody. I'd much rather, you know, stream for a couple of hours a day and then devote a couple of hours into something something more long-lasting. It's the best analogy I've heard for Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, I thought I'd put it into context that we'd understand. I mean, it is literally that. The only way you can circumvent it is if you then take your live stream footage and turn it into curated YouTube content. But so few people do that, and so few people are able to do it well. That it you know, it kind of goes under the radar. But that's the meta. That is literally the meta. To stream for a couple of hours, turn it into a show, and then use that content to turn it into a YouTube video of some sort. That's the trick to, you know, I'm of the opinion that if you just stream, you are not a content creator. You're an online entertainer at that point. You're not a content creator. You're not creating content. You're entertaining people for a few hours a day, like a busker on the street kind of thing. You walk past them, you're entertained. You're not going to buy the album from the busker on the street, are you? No, you buy the album from the, you know, professional music artist. It's streaming is not necessarily, and those that are able to make a living off streaming alone, that's why the 0.01% people on Twitch actually, you know, make enough money to consider it a living. Because to make enough money from just streaming alone, you have to be doing some serious numbers. Asmongold highlights, John Strife says, Belial Eclipse, Preacher Clips are all good examples of that. Yeah, the clip mentality has come to be more of a thing in the last sort of year, but that's only because YouTube now promotes it, right? Before, you used to have these 10-15 minute highlight videos that were dog shit. Nobody watched them, but they were 10-15 minute highlight videos because that's what YouTube wanted. YouTube has also taken the switch to more short form content. I mean, YouTube Shorts, for example, is to try and, you know, chip away at that TikTok, that Instagram stories, sort of short form videos. And so hence Twitch Clips kind of fits that niche quite nicely. And if you post a video under a minute long and you format it correctly on YouTube, they will push it. They will push that content. And that's why these clip channels are exploding. And that's why these clips end up going viral. So you say that streaming is the escort girl and the content creator is the wife. Interesting. It's not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah, something similar to that. Streams are more fun to watch than YouTube videos, more squirrels. That live interaction definitely has its place. That's why I enjoy live streaming. But I equally understand that live streaming is never going to pay the bills. Often I use, you know, the time I can spend live streaming to help me create the content that I then ultimately publish on YouTube. And it's the YouTube and the support of the subs and the Patreons out there that do pay the bills. Streaming by itself. In fact, I'll tell you, I don't know if this is against my partner contract or not, but for reference, to show you just how, I mean, I stream in the last month. In the last 28 days, I've streamed for 64 hours and have generated $123. So streaming, like, I mean, that's what, $2 an hour? $2 an hour? People at McDonald's get $15 an hour. You don't live stream for the big bucks. YouTube, on the other hand, the YouTube and the support from Patreon and stuff, that plays more of a part. That is now valuable enough for me to consider doing it long term. But Twitch by itself, yeah, I basically get $2 an hour for streaming. Play an ad. You know, if I press the ad button more frequently, it might have a little bit to do with that. But for reference, the revenue I get from ads is like nothing. Out of that $123, $18 was from ads. So every time you guys see a pre-roll ad before you get into the stream, and any time I do randomly remember to press the ad button, all of that combined is still less than $20 in the last month. This is the point, right? Streaming is never going to make any, you know, to do nothing but streaming, you'd have to be mad or really popular. This is why I reckon if you could probably do nothing but live stream if you had like 500 plus viewers, I would imagine. At that point, at 500 viewers plus, you'd probably make enough of an income just from Twitch to live off it. But the problem is how the hell do you get to 500 viewers? You know, you don't just become a 500 viewer Andy overnight. You become a 500 viewer Andy by people finding you through the created content that you actually make on YouTube. Boom. You know? Would be interesting to know how many videos you've done on YouTube due to a question asked while streaming. How many YouTube videos have I done? A couple of hundred, probably. I don't know. For the past year, I think I've averaged about 3 to 4 videos a week. So probably 200 videos in the last 200-ish videos in a year, I'd say. And I've been on YouTube. I mean, you guys have probably only been aware of me on YouTube for the last year or so. But I've been on YouTube for a long ass time. You can use that $18 to play WoW for free. Hey, true. Good advice I heard when building a build a YouTube fan base, then transition over to streaming. Yeah, it's why I consider streaming the hobby. Streaming's my hobby. Although I'm more scheduled with my stream than I am my videos. The stream, I permanently have the mindset that the stream is the hobby. The stream is the thing that I do to play the game, to gain the experience in the game. We do PTR on the stream, we test a few things out. But ultimately, it's what I learn and what I gather from the stream, even if I'm not using that footage. The time I invest in playing the game while streaming is what allows me to do the YouTube videos. So I kind of would still need to do it anyway, even if I didn't stream. I don't know if this sort of stuff interests people. I think some people I think it interests some people. Some people don't care, and I get it.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me?
Oh.
Both, I hope.
S3N71 with Prime Gaming. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow as well.